So, back in 2017, a movie came out called Truth or Dare, and the basic plot is eight college friends head to a haunted rental for a weekend, but when they replay the game that made the house infamous, they awaken an evil spirit intent on stealing their souls, which sounds unique on its own. It was also not very good. Had some half decent acting and just ridiculous moments that led me to think it was a comedy at times, which leads me to introduce you to my new series called That Wasn't Very Good. The movie starts with a flashback to 1983 and a guy being scared to jump off a roof. Nancy runs out to a balcony and gets scared by the door closing behind her for some reason. Like you just went through the door. Anyway, uh, none of it matters because that guy just falls and dies. Then sees dump a bucket of acid written on a mirror and has an intense standoff with the mop bucket as it creeps towards her in the most least terrifying way possible. Make some paper mache putty stuff out of baking soda and water to put on her head. I don't know if that would work or not, but it kind of makes her look like a mop used clean puke that left outside for a weekend. I wouldn't have thought of it, so points for that. It then cuts to the present day, and we're introduced to our main characters, Alex, Maddie, and Tyler, who set up the plot by explaining that they're going to a haunted house, meet up with some friends for an annual Halloween party. Then it goes to Luke and Vegan Girl, and we get some shitty dialogue establishing who they are and how Luke thinks she's a great lay. Like who the fuck says that? That's don't worry, that's only the first case of bad writing in this movie. He also mentions how she stalked him, and that's how they. But I guess that's not a red flag when she's hot. I don't know. I mean, I guess. And finally, we have the rest of our characters. Carter, who looks like the bastard love child of Ben Barlow and Neil Patrick Harris. Addison, who doesn't matter because she dies first. And Holt, who's just comic relief in a horror movie, I guess. Oh, Vegan Girl, who mentions being vegan in the first 2 minutes of meeting everyone. Holt makes fun of her because they just gotta make it out there that he's gonna just do nothing but make shitty jokes this entire movie. Carter gives an exposition dump on how this is the house from the beginning of the movie, and a bunch of college kids died playing Truth or Dare here. Basically recaps the first 2 minutes of the film. It says the neighborhood's dead, and that's basically just so you can't ask why no one is helping these kids when shit really hits the fan later. He mentions that only one survived, but has never been seen again. So how do you know she survived? Like if she was never seen again, how do you know? Oh, and then there's this shitty jump scare here. There's a little montage of everyone in the house. It doesn't really matter. The only thing that's important is seeing Addison pop pills. But I mean, we can skip that. And then the party starts immediately with Vegan Girl freaking out over a roach because they need some kind of foreshadowing by saying that they can eat her. Hint, hint. Wink, wink. So Carter talks the rest into playing Truth or Dare because the movie. I guess most people have that logic. I guess everyone goes along with it under the condition that there's nothing sexual, and we get probably the worst line of this entire fucking movie. Like it's painful. College kids don't talk this way. So they set up the game, and Alex goes first, and lo and behold, the first dare is sexual because this PG-13 horror movie just really needs something for get the kids to stick around and watch it. And Holt is like really trying to get a good look at what's going on. Like this man is breaking his neck to see he's going a little overboard, man. Uh, Maddie goes next and gets real upset over her card and doesn't want to play because she's asked if she ever slept with Tyler. And Holt makes another shitty joke. She denies, as most people would, when asked about sleeping with her best friend's uh, guy, but you know. And then they all get a text saying liar. And somehow no one really questions it or looks into who sent it. And I mean, they all get upset, and we find out that neither one of them told anyone. Uh, Tyler goes in looking to start a fight and gets dared, put his hand on a stove, and he gets mad at Carter for some reason when there's absolutely no basis for his assumption. And he knocks his camera down like an asshole. It's just uncalled for, man. So obviously Tyler doesn't do the dare, and he gets forced to put his hand on the stove. Can't take it off because this ghost has like super glue, just keep it there powers. Uh, Everyone starts blaming Carter for some reason, like he's some kind of madman who tortures his friends with no proof of this. Like we're expected to think they've known each other for years, so they should know he would never do this. Then the ghost explains the rules, which are simple and I can't deny. It's pretty cleverly delivered.
3 rounds, 48 hours, or you die.
I'm told to eat Tyler's burnt flesh, and they still think Carter is fucking with them for some reason. Like the TV just spoke to you, and they're still trying to blame him. Also, you all wrote cards. Why is it only his fault? Why is no one yelling at anyone else? So they decide, you know what, this is it. We're gonna try to leave, and the house just isn't having any of it. It shuts all the doors, makes the glass unbreakable, and it's not until boards come flying onto the windows from nowhere that you know that shows Carter isn't fucking with them, and they have to do the dare. And all but Vegan Girl just agree because Tyler, the only smart one, said they have to. She keeps going on and on about how she won't do it. Surprise, surprise. She eats the little nibble and cries because she broke vegan code and can't be in the club anymore. And everything gets super scary because the phone is ringing, but the line is cut. And Maddie just has the most hysterically scared face of this movie. It tells Vegan Girl she has to eat all of it, but Vegan Girl cries and says no, and then eats it like a fat kid with a Happy Meal. As they try to pry the door open, the ghost decides it's gonna play Welcome to the Black Parade for him, before revealing he'll let them go after they finish the round. They argue over who goes next, and Holt volunteers, and he's told to grab the wires as the house just shits out a chandelier. Like what? What? It yes, that is the only time this ghost just shits things out of nowhere, and it makes sense. So Tyler, the only one who's capable of thinking rationally, comes up with a plan to tackle Holt with a blanket as he touches the wires, and surprisingly, it works. But the movie can't keep the one guy who stops and thinks around forever, and they try to get rid of him pretty fast. After some more fighting, Luke is told he has to smash his knee by the clock, and the ghost just draws a 2 on the wall like a fucking toddler. And he throws a tantrum about how he doesn't wanna, while Vegan Girl gives him a half-assed love tap with a bat. Then the ghost says that isn't good enough, and Carter just goes full Rodney King on his fucking knee. Huh, maybe they were right to blame him for everything. And then the ghost just decides like it's gonna start writing papers like they're invitations to Hogwarts, and asking Addison if she's addicted to pills. And like the addict she is, she denies it, and the ghost calls her out for lying faster than Takeshi 69. But she still denies it because she's an addict. So she tries to leave, and the ghost is just sick of her shit and lying, and decides to kill her, and just straight up yeets her 20 feet onto a pole, and she just dies. The next day, Carter is just creepily going over old videos of Addison, and it's a little unsettling but kind of sad at the same time. And then he starts seeing weird shit through his phone camera. thing, and it's Addison covered in blood, writing on the walls, and he's told to hang himself. But my question is, at no point does the ghost take the shape of a person before this, and it doesn't do it at all after. So why do it once, but never again? And then the roof just shits out a fucking noose. And I won't lie, it's not a bad shot. I can't hate it. But Carter can't hang, so he hangs. Get it? Cause it's a noose. You get it? I thought it was funny. So the ghost just now knows how to use an iPhone and FaceTimes everyone Carter hanging. So Alex and Maddie try to run to his rescue. And literally all I could think of seeing them run like that was this. They did some research and they find the girl from the beginning of the movie, and she's played by Nancy from the original Nightmare on Elm Street. And literally, she just starts explaining how Truth or Dare became a game. And she sounds kind of like Chills, and it sounds like her lines were from like different sound recordings and just very poorly edited together.
So it started as a Christmas game. They called it Questions and Commands. It went back as far as 1712. If someone didn't answer a question or lied,
I didn't edit that, by the way. So Nancy literally just gives expedition dump and mentions things like they can share dares, and then she drops the big bomb of the whole movie and tells them it's not a ghost, it's a demon summoned by playing Truth or Dare, a Truth or Dare demon.
So what is it?
it's it's powerful. It's a demon that feeds on your fear and your pain and the secrets.
I wish I was making that up. She straight up says it's a demon. Like, are you serious? Nancy then tells them that the game can be played anywhere and nowhere is safe. They have to play until completion, but that they also have to go back to the house because that's where it started and has to end. She literally contradicts herself within like 30 seconds. Like, make up your fucking mind, Nancy.
Isn't relegated to any one place. Evil never is. Just go back to the house. That's where it started and that's where it has to end.
Then we cut straight to Luke, and the demon decides his product placement is boring and changes it to a dare. And he just kind of goes with it, but to make it even better, a gun just appears out of nowhere. Like his sheets just shit it out with no logic or reason. I mean, with powers like this demon could fucking take over the world. I don't know why it's like settling for just fucking with college kids. It could rule everything. It can just shit anything out when it wants. So Luke does a piss poor job trying to rob gas station. It tries to take some money, but this old lady isn't having any of it and pulls her own gun, and they just kind of get in a standoff. Obviously, he doesn't let up and tries to go for. He tries to take an empty jar and just gets shot. My thing is, he wasn't told it had to be money. He could have easily taken one of these mini candy bars that are like right here, or a soda from the back. But no, he just decided to go straight for the fucking register. Vegan Girl then drives off sad and calls to tell the others that Luke's dead. And Alex tells her to go back to the house so they can finish the game, because that's where they're going. And Vegan Girl goes, "No, I don't want to do it. No," but then beats them to the house somehow. That I guess, yeah. And the final act of this movie is basically just them doing dares until they're all dead. But Tyler's up first and is dared to drink the liquid as it just swoops up into a cup, and he just knows it's poison by smelling it. I don't I don't think you could tell just by smelling it. But he comes up with a plan to have everyone drink Coke and then the poison to make themselves puke, and it works somehow. I think that would work. And Holt's the only one like half decent enough to puke in the cup and not ruin the house itself. And then we roll right into the next stair with Maddie ripping two teeth out because this movie has no fucking breaks at the end. And they argue as if it's amputation and teeth just can't be replaced. And Vegan Girl says no just to say no and be a bitch. Uh, Maddie gets a tooth out no problem, and Holt makes the greatest comedic faces as he tries to do the same. And this guy just took this movie as a comedy by the end. I mean, just look at him. Rolling straight into the next bit. Alex has to play Russian roulette, and pretty smart of them. They try to use the bullet first, but the ghost stops them. So she has to play with it, but she doesn't put it in the last chamber, or I don't know, aim at her arm instead of her head to make sure she lives. Logic is gone at this point. It's just pure dumb bitch juice flowing for everyone. But the main character can't die just yet. So the one person who has shown any logic so far dies instead. Some time passes, we'll say an hour, and Hulk gets his next stare written backwards just so they can have the mirror effect, even though he sees it first. And instead of telling them he needs to be hit by a car, he decides to confess to committing a hit and run like 3 years ago. Like, dude, you're about to die. I know you're a big dude. Put some pep in your step and save yourself. And they get the idea. Run over his foot, but the car just doesn't start because the movie needs to up the body count. So they run out of time, and Holt just starts screaming like an absolute fucking madman the entire time. It's genuinely hilarious. The faces he makes are priceless. I laughed every time I watched this scene. He's the best character in this film. After Holt dies, Alex just kind of comes to the conclusion the truth or dare demon is punishing them for reasons. Like they couldn't just go with, hey, dickhead demon likes to kill people. No, they just had to be deep. I mean, the first chicken Holt, kinda, yeah, but it makes sense. But none of the others really do or did anything wrong that we know of. So they have no basis for this. Oh, it's punishing you, like idea that they have. Vegan goes next, and her next dare is just to chain herself to a pole in the basement, but she can't because they just need her to die. There's really absolutely nothing stopping her from doing this, and she runs out of time, and then an army of cockroaches comes, like she said at the beginning, just to eat her. Cause get it? They got some foreshadowing.
World domination!
Now round three is a fucking lightning round and starts right away with Maddie having to cut off 7 living body parts. I have no idea what's considered a living body part. I tried looking it up, and all I could get was a list of internal organs. But they go with hair, nails, eyelashes, Alex's weenus, that extra skin on the elbow. But then they get told they have to do whole living parts, which again is very vague. I'd say a whole nail and whole strand of hair count, but okay. So Maddie cuts off her finger and Alex cuts off a toe, and they throw them into a cooler, and there's a comedic little bloop noise at it. And then right after that, they go straight to cutting off Maddie's whole fucking foot. Like, why not a thumb? I'm pretty sure it's different from a pinky that you just cut off, or I don't know. some pubes or something. You did not have to go straight to amputation like this. I don't know, man. Maybe if Tyler was still alive, he would have thought rationally like that. So Alex actually thinks for once and starts driving to the hospital, and she gets her final dare to kill Maddie, which I call bullshit on. Everything up to this point had either been self-inflicting pain or self-incrimination, never hurting someone else. So this demon is breaking its own fucking rules. And why is it waiting until now? It could have had them kill each other at the very beginning. It could have been done at any point. And obviously, Alex says no, she won't do it, and she decides that she's gonna plow into trees. And the movie cuts to black just before she does it. Like it just ends. It's done. Roll credits, and you don't know if they live or die. And that's just kind of a shit ending, if you ask me. While I was doing research for this movie, I actually found out Blumhouse released their own Truth or Dare movie about 7 months after this one did, and this was just a sci-fi TV movie. So yeah, this movie was ripped off by a major production company. And I mean, who knows? If enough people like this, I might watch it and see which is better, just to save you guys the effort. But if you do want to watch this, it's on Netflix. Wow. Thanks for watching all the way through, all like 5 of you. I really appreciate it. I'm kind of new at this and want to turn into like a little hobby or a thing. So by all means, tell me what you thought. I'm always up for some constructive criticism. Tell me if you liked it or if you didn't. And if there's any movies that you think I should watch, I have some ideas in my head now, but I'm always looking for new ones. And if you want to see more of me poorly review movies that aren't very good, why not subscribe? Okay. Bye. Have a good day.